So welcome everybody. Today we're going to be focusing on some yoga movements and postures to help with better posture. I know a lot of us are doing a lot of sitting these days, and so it's really important to get in the habit of being aware of how we hold ourselves up, so we're not developing a lot of bad habits that are going to be damaging to our shoulders, our spine, our necks. Yeah, so let's go ahead and find a comfortable seat to begin. You will need a towel or a block, and either a towel or a strap. Okay? Basically, if you have one big bath towel, that will do just fine. So come to a comfortable seat. I'm going to sit up on my block because that feels better for my knees, but you can just sit cross-legged. You can sit on the floor, on your towel, on a block. And just take a deep breath in. And let's just sigh it out through the mouth. Do that 2 more times. Deep breath in. Sigh it out. And 1 more time. Deep breath in. And exhale out. Good. Now just continue to breathe through your nose. And on your exhale, allow your eyes to gently close. And just start to tune into your breathing. Notice how it feels to breathe in. Notice how your body moves. Notice how it feels to breathe out, how your body moves. And just give ourselves a few moments to really connect with the breath. If your mind is really active, just keep coming back to your breathing. Following your inhale all the way up. Following your exhale all the way down. Following the inhale all the way up. Following the exhale down. Taking a couple more breaths here. Oftentimes at the beginning of our practice, when we're transitioning from work or some other activity, it's really natural for the mind to be going really fast and thinking about a lot of things. So it's nice at the beginning of practice just to give ourselves some time to tune into the breath. And begin to lengthen that inhale now. So as you breathe in, you are breathing in just a little bit longer. Notice that pause at the top of the inhale. And then as you exhale, you're breathing all the air out, drawing your lower belly in to press all the air out. Continue in that way. So in each breath, we're expanding the belly a little bit more, sipping in just a little bit more air. With each exhale, emptying the belly out, emptying all the breath out. And staying with this slow, steady breathing that we're establishing, I'd like you just to, without opening your eyes, bring attention to your posture. Bring attention to the position of your spine. So again, we're not adjusting anything. I want you to notice your natural posture. Notice where your shoulders are compared to your hips. Are the shoulders hovering above the hips, in front of, or behind? And then notice where your heart is compared to your tailbone. So is the heart above your tailbone, in front of it, or behind? And then lastly, the crown of your head compared to your tailbone. Does it feel like it's right above the tailbone, in front of it, or behind it? Okay, and we're not judging ourselves here. I actually noticed that I'm not really in alignment the way I would like to be. And so now go ahead and make any adjustments to your posture so that you feel more aligned and like it's a healthier way to sit. So bring the heart over the tailbone. You might have to, most likely, most of us are probably leaning forward a little bit or slumping the shoulders. So if you're noticing that, then you're just going to shift back until your heart aligns over the tailbone, crown of the head over the tailbone, shoulders over the hips. Okay. And then from here, without making this too, without trying too hard, just draw your shoulders gently down and back so that it just feels like your collarbone is a little bit more open. And you might even take your fingertips and just kind of, you can look at me, you can just kind of brush your fingers from the center of your chest out as if you're just kind of brushing off any tightness, and then maybe even just brush down the tops of the shoulders so that your shoulders just kind of settle into this really nice place over the hips. And you're not arching the spine, but you're also not rounding the spine. So the shoulder blades are drawing ever so slightly down and back. And then your lower belly, you can place your hands on your lower belly and just feel the lower belly very gently firming towards the spine. Okay, and then just rest your hands on your thighs. Take a deep breath in, just breathing into this tall posture. Breathing out through your nose. Softening your eyes, your jaw, your whole face. Take a couple more deep breaths in and out. Just noticing, kind of memorizing what this position feels like in your body. And I'd like you to imagine that your head is a balloon filled with helium. And so there's this very buoyant, light quality in your head, and it's just kind of floating up towards the ceiling. And you might even feel that your spine lengthens as you imagine your head like a balloon full of helium floating up. And so it makes this posture kind of effortless. A couple more breaths here. Again, just memorizing this feeling. Good. And then if your eyes are closed, still breathing deeply through your nose, you can blink your eyes open. Okay. And then if your legs are crossed, go ahead and cross the other leg on top. Okay, I'm not crossed, so I'm just going to stay as I am. And let's do a little bit of spinal twists in this position. So whenever we do our twist and then come back to neutral, come back to center, come back to this position. So just again, memorizing what this feels like, what this alignment feels like. Take your right fingertips to the temple. So your middle finger is just touching the temple of your head. And then the elbow is open out comfortably. Okay, you don't have to like draw it all the way back so your shoulder's lifting up. It's just kind of out to the side. Feels nice and open here. All right, take a deep inhale. And then as you exhale, turn your belly button to the right, and then your shoulders, and then your head towards the right. As you inhale, turn back to center. Okay, so notice that we're twisting from the bottom up like a spiral staircase. Breathe in. And then exhale, twist your belly button to the right, and then the chest, and then the head looks back behind you. Inhale to center. Okay, let's do 3 more just like that. So inhale, exhale, twisting to the right. Notice as far as you can comfortably go. Inhale, center. Exhale, 2. Twist. Inhale, center. You might notice a really nice stretch in your arm and shoulder as well. And then again, exhale, twist to the right. And hold here. Now, keep breathing. Take 3 full breaths in and out. Notice the farthest point you can see behind you, and just let your eyes focus on that point. As you inhale, feel your belly and your chest expand. As you exhale, feel your belly draw in. 1 more breath. Exhale, hold. At the bottom of your exhale, you might have room to twist just a little bit deeper. So if you like, go ahead and see if you can rotate just a tiny bit more to the right. We're not forcing anything. And then inhale, come back to center. Okay, and then release. And just take a moment to pause, feel the difference on each side. Check in with your posture, shoulders over hips, crown of head over tailbone, and heart over tailbone. Okay. And then left fingertips to the temple, sitting tall, breathe in. Initiate from your belly, twist to the left. Belly turns, and then chest, and then your head. Turn your head, notice the farthest point you see. Inhale, center. 4 more, exhale, twisting to the left. Find your edge each time. Inhale, center. Exhale, 3. Draw your belly in. Full breaths in and out. Inhale, center. Exhale, 2, twisting to the left. Notice the farthest point you see. Inhale, center. And last one, exhale, twist. Hold. 3 breaths here. Inhaling. Feel your belly, your chest expand. Exhale, 3. Continuing to breathe. Even in the twist, you want to feel your heart hovering over the tailbone. So we're not leaning forward, we're not leaning back. We're just rotating on the axis of that spine. 1 more breath. At the bottom of this exhale, when you draw your belly in, if you have space to twist deeper, you can go for it. And then inhale back to center. And then release. Okay. Inhale, bring your shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, roll them back and down. Let's do 3 more shoulder rolls. So inhaling forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, 2. Exhale. Inhale, 1. And exhale. Good. From here, go ahead and extend your legs out in front of you. Give your knees a little shake up and down. Let me turn to the side so it's easier to see. Okay. And then lean back on your hands. Bend your knees and bring your feet mat width apart. And then let's just rock the knees to the right. So the knees come down to the floor on your right, and then rock to the left like windshield wipers. So just loosening up the spine before we come into our next posture. We're going to come into staff pose, which we did last week. This is an excellent pose for developing healthy posture. The legs extend out in front of us, and the feet flex, thighs press down. Okay. Now we're going to imagine we're sitting against a wall, so our body's in this nice L shape here. And just as we did earlier, shoulders over hips, crown of the head, over the heart, over the tailbone. Gently draw the shoulders down and back. So imagine, just visualize your shoulder blades kind of firming on your back and drawing down slightly. Draw your lower belly in towards the spine ever so slightly. So you still want to be able to breathe, but you are finding a little engagement there. And then thighs are pressing down and the feet are flexed. So hands rest on your thighs, or if you can touch the floor comfortably, then you can press the palms down. Okay, so sometimes our arms are not long enough to touch the floor, so if that's the case, just hands on the thighs. But if you can, hands on the mat, and just spread the fingers, look forward, and find a point to look at. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. So, few breaths here. And if you haven't already, engage your Ujjayi breath. So you're constricting the back of your throat as you breathe through your nose. If you're trying to breathe like Darth Vader, that's the type of breathing we're doing. So it sounds like kind of like a sigh. I was exaggerating. It's not going to be that loud. But you want to hear a little bit of the sound. Some people say it sounds like the ocean. 2 more breaths here. So notice, you can close your eyes if you want. Feel into your body and notice what you're feeling. What parts of your body are really working to keep you here? Because those are the parts we have to strengthen to keep good posture. So I'm noticing some achiness in my hip flexors, a little bit in my lower back and in my lower belly. All of these muscles are developing and working. 1 more breath. I know you're probably feeling some heat building up. And then on your next inhale, let's just reach the arms up. And then exhale, stretch the arms forward, turn the palms up, and then just fold. So like we did last week, roll back up, 1 vertebrae at a time. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, reach forward, palms up, and fold. Tuck the chin. Inhale, slowly roll up. 1 more time. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, reach the fingertips forward. Come down as far as you comfortably can. And then roll it on back up. And come back to a strong Dandasana. Just 1 more breath here. I want you just to memorize what it feels like when you have good posture, when you're being mindful of your spine, your shoulders down and back. Take your fingers 1 more time and just kind of brush from the chest out and then tops of the shoulders down. So I know it doesn't seem like it's doing very much, but it actually softens these muscles so we can release some tension. A lot of us hold tension up here. So it's a really easy thing you can do when you're needing a little break throughout your day. Okay. From here, let's lean back, give ourselves a little break, bend the knees, feet apart, and then just windshield wiper those knees side to side. Oh. All right, let's come on to hands and knees. Tabletop position. And then from here, we're going to press it right on back into downward facing dog. So the toes are tucked, walk the hands forward, and then stretch it up and back. And just notice how your body feels here. Notice what areas feel tight, what areas feel open, what areas want to open. My hip flexors definitely want a stretch right now. So we'll do that soon. You might need that too. Take another breath or two here, just stretching into this downward dog. This pose stretches the spine, opens the shoulders, stretches the backs of your legs. If your hamstrings are tight, bend your knees a bit. One more breath, spread the fingers. And then exhale, soften your knees, look forward, step or jump to the top. Place your fingertips on your shins and lengthen the spine. Reach through the crown of the head as you press your tailbone back. The chin is slightly tucked, and just feel a straight line from the crown of your head, down the spine, out the tailbone. Exhale and fold. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms out and up, come all the way up to stand. Touch your palms above the head, lift the heart, look up, lean back, and then exhale, bring your hands to the heart. Okay, let's take a moment just to pause in Tadasana. Since we're working on posture today, we definitely need to practice posture in the Tadasana, mountain pose. So bring your feet about hip width apart. If you are comfortable with it, you can bring your feet all the way together. That requires a little bit more balance. I'm going to bring my feet slightly apart and then roll the shoulders down and back. Okay, so let's work on this from the bottom up. So spread the toes and press them gently into the mat so your feet feel really grounded into the floor. And imagine that as you're pressing down through your toes, you're sucking up energy from the arches of your feet and drawing it up your legs. And the kneecaps are going to lift very slightly so that your thighs are engaged. So now your thighs are strong. We're not locking out the knees, not too tight. And then draw that energy up the lower belly. Feel the lower belly draw in. Tailbone is very slightly tucked. Okay. Shoulders down and back. Hands relaxed, palms forward. Draw that awareness up the spine and up through the crown of the head. Again, imagining the head full of helium, collarbones wide, shoulders over hips, crown of the head over the tailbone. Take a deep breath in, focus your eyes on one point, and take a deep breath out. And just notice how tall, memorize this posture and how it feels, how tall you feel. All the engagement, how energized the body is. And you can practice this when you're waiting in line this week. And then bring your hands to the heart. Okay, so whenever we come back to standing, try to come back to this. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Touch the palms and look up. As you exhale, let's bring our hands down the midline and fold into a forward bend. Inhale, come halfway up, fingertips on your shins, lengthen the spine, press your thighs back. Exhale, left leg steps back. Drop the knee gently, untuck the toes. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. Anjaneyasana. Take a moment here. Breathing, focusing your eyes on one point. As you exhale, we'll interlace the fingers behind the back. Press the palms together and just reach the hands towards that left foot. Okay, so we're finding some opening through the chest. If you want to deepen this a bit more, lift the heart and very gently the spine will arch naturally. Imagine you're shining your heart up to the ceiling. Focus your eyes. Breathe. One more. Exhale, hold. Release the hands. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down. Step into plank pose. Top of a push-up here. Okay, so spread those fingers. Bring your body into a straight line. Now, Remember when we were standing in Tadasana, all of that alignment, you also want to find in plank pose. So imagine that you are just kind of flipped so that you're standing up, and feel your crown of the head in line with the heart, in line with the tailbone. Shoulders in line with the hips. Oftentimes we'll kind of lift the hips up to make it a little easier, but we want to draw the hips down into the same line as the shoulders. If it's too intense, lower your knees, but notice that this alignment is still there. One more breath. Exhale, bend the elbows and come down onto the belly. Untuck your toes. Draw your shoulders down and back, and then just peel the chin and chest off the floor. So you're looking down towards your mat, baby cobra. If you want a little more, press into your hands and lift up as much as is comfortable. Okay, you don't have to straighten your arms all the way. Draw your chest forward, press the shoulders down. Breathe in. Exhale, lower down. Tuck the toes. Stretch back so your hips are towards your heels, similar to child's pose, except the toes are tucked. And then go ahead and come into downward facing dog. Breathing here. Find your Ujjayi breath. Take 2 more breaths here. I'm going to adjust my mat. It likes to move around on this carpet. Soften your eyes, your face, find your breath. Whenever we come to sort of a pause in our practice, it's a really great time to just check in with how our breathing is. Soften anything that doesn't need to be tight or tense, especially in your face. On your exhale, bend the knees, look forward, and step or jump to the top. Inhale halfway up, fingertips on the shins. Lengthen the spine, reach through the crown of the head. Hold here. Even in this pose, notice we're still finding that alignment. Crown of the head in line with the heart, in line with the tailbone. Okay, shoulders in line with the hips. Breathing in. Exhale, fold. Press through the feet. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Touch the palms, look up. Lift the heart, lean back. And then exhale, hands to heart. Okay, come back into Tadasana. Remember our posture. Remember that feeling. And let's do the other side. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, forward fold. Draw your hands down the midline. Forward bend. Inhale, halfway up. Find your alignment here. Exhale, right leg steps back. Low lunge, so lower the knee, untuck the toes, sweep the arms forward and up. Okay. So scoop that tailbone under. And even in this pose, find that alignment. Crown of the head, over the heart, over the tailbone. Shoulders over the hips. Breathing in. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind the back. Put the other thumb on top so it feels like the awkward way. And then extend the arms, reach the hands towards that bottom foot. As you do so, shine your heart up towards the ceiling. Maybe you'll find a tiny little back bend here. Focus your eyes on one point and breathe. Slow and steady breath. Gently release the hands, reach them up. Exhale, bring the hands down, step into plank pose. Again, find that alignment. So as long as you remember that alignment, that we practiced in the beginning, crown of the head, heart, and tailbone. You can apply that to all of these different postures, and then you can start to apply it when you're moving throughout your day, when you're sitting at your desk, when you're standing in line, when you're walking. Keep breathing here. A couple more breaths. You can drop your knees if you need to. So especially here in this plank pose, you're having to engage your lower belly and you're developing the muscles there. And also strengthening the arms, as you can probably tell. When you're ready, lower the knees, bend the elbows, come onto the belly. Untuck the toes. Hug the elbows to your rib cage. Lift the chin and chest. Holding here, baby cobra. So we're going to play in baby cobra a little bit here. I want you to bring awareness to your lower back and just feel how your lower back is really working to hold you in this position. So when you're lifting the chin and chest, you're really contracting the muscles of the lower back. And then we're going to add a little leg lift with the right leg. So lift your right leg off the floor so that even your knee comes off the mat. And then extend that leg so it feels a little longer than your left leg. And then lower the right leg down. And let's do the left. So inhale, lift the left leg off the floor. Even your knee, your thigh lifts a little bit off the mat. Extend the left leg. Breathe. Exhale, lower the leg down. Lower the forehead to the mat. Draw the hips back to the heels. Nice stretch for the spine here. Toes are tucked. And then downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Check in with your Ujjayi breathing. Lengthening the breath. Listening to that quiet sighing sound of your breath. Soften your eyes and your jaw. Feel your fingertips grounding gently into the floor. Feel your thighs pressing back as the hips lift and the chest draws towards the legs. One more breath. Exhale, the belly draws in. Bend the knees, look forward, and step or jump to the top. Inhale, come halfway up. Find your alignment here. Take a breath or two. And if you are practicing like in front of a mirror, you can actually just check your alignment. If you're practicing in front of the screen and you can see yourself, then you can check your alignment as well. So earlier I actually noticed that I was really arching my back a little bit. So I'm pulling my belly in and kind of flattening my back so that I have this nice strong straight line. Exhale, fold. Relax your head. Bend the knees. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Touch your palms above you. Look up, lean back. Feel your feet on the floor as you lift your heart. Touch your palms. And then exhale, hands to heart. Okay. Now come into Tadasana and just remember everything that we did in this posture. So the toes are spread gently and rooting into the floor. Kneecaps are slightly lifted to engage the thighs. Tailbone gently tucked, lower belly drawing in. Shoulders down and back. And the head is floating high. Deepen the breath. And exhale. Interlace the hands behind your back. press the shoulder blades together, extend the hands back behind you. We're going to take a forward fold here. So on your exhale, hinge at your hips. You can soften your knees as much as you need to. Hinge at your hips. And notice when your body stops. And then reach the hands up and over the head as much as is comfortable. Deep breaths in and out. You can shake your head gently, soften your eyes, soften your jaw. One more breath. Good. And then from here, release the hands. And let the hands just kind of hang underneath the shoulders. Bend the knees 90 degrees. Press down through your feet and then roll it up one vertebra at a time, nice and slow. Right back into your Tadasana. Excuse me. Find your posture. Breathe in. Exhale through the mouth. Okay, let's go ahead and grab our towel or strap or whatever you have that is long enough to serve as an extension of your fingers. Okay, so what we're going to do is a little stretch to open up the shoulders, and we're going to start with the right hand reaching up above you and then bend the elbow. Left hand is going to come behind you. You're going to bend the elbow and try to reach the fingertips to hook onto each other. Now, if they don't naturally do that, that's why we have some sort of strap or towel. Any material that you can grab onto. And then once you have it, you want to kind of inch your fingers as close together as is comfortable. And the right elbow is reaching to the ceiling, left elbow is pressing down. And you want to maintain that alignment with the shoulders over the hips, crown of the head over the heart, over the tailbone. So I'm not arching my spine here, I'm just kind of keeping everything nice and aligned. I'll take a deep breath in. Hold as you exhale. One more time, breathing in. And as you exhale, we're going to round the back, tuck the chin, and just round until you feel a deeper stretch. Maybe in that arm, maybe between the shoulder blades or down the spine. And then on your inhale, come back up. And then gently release. Take a moment to pause. Let the arms, shoulders settle. And then we'll switch. So now left hand comes up and bends, right hand behind you. It probably would be helpful to start with that strap in the left hand and then bend. Okay. And turn around. Once you have it, you're going to inch your hands as close together as is comfortable. Left elbow reaching high. Right elbow reaching down. And finding that alignment. So in order to not arch the spine like this, we're going to draw the belly in, tuck the tailbone under. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, hold. Take one more breath here. And then exhale, you can round and tuck your chin. You want a little bit of a deeper stretch. If this is too intense, then just stay upright. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale, slowly come back up. Stand tall, draw the lower belly in, release, and just take a breath here in Tadasana. Shoulders down and back. Inhale and exhale. Okay, let's come down to the mat. I want to do a little moving twist before we come into a supported back bend and then Shavasana. So extend those legs out in front of you in Dandasana. Okay, so same thing we did earlier. Find your alignment right away. Now you're an expert at this because we did it so much. We're going to bring the hands out in front of us, and as you exhale, rotating from your belly first, rotate to the right, and then bring your hands to the floor, bend your elbows, and lean into your hands until you feel a nice little spinal twist. You might have to bend your elbows a bit. Your left hip might lift up a bit, and then press yourself back up. Find Dandasana again. Exhale, twist to the left. Press the hands down, bend the elbows. Inhale back to center. Okay, let's do this a few times on your own. You can go at your own pace. I felt quite a lot on that right side. One more time each side. Come back to center and then relax. Okay, so let's come into a supported heart opener. So you want to take your block if you have one. If you don't have one, you want to take like a blanket or a towel and roll it up. So I don't have one with me, but imagine that this is my towel. You're just going to kind of roll it up so it makes like a little log, like that. And then you're going to place it on the floor, whether it's a block or a towel, and we're going to lay down on it so that it ends up being underneath our rib cage. So lower yourself down slowly. Actually, the block is a little bit too high, so I'm not going to use that. I'm going to roll one edge of my mat. So, like this. We got to improvise some pens. Work with what we got. And then I'm going to use that. Oh, that's so much better. Oh, it feels great. So reach your hands out. I have something in my way here, so I'm not going to stretch my right arm out. But notice how my left arm is a little bit above this mat. It's not right on top like this, see? And that way you can make sure that it's under the rib cage and there is a nice arch in the spine. And your heart will feel really open and lifted. And your legs you can extend if you like with the feet apart, or just bend your knees, feet apart, knees together. Oh, let's take a great big deep breath in through the nose, feeling the chest rise. Exhale through your mouth. And again, breathe in. Exhale. Breathing out through the mouth. One more time, feeling the chest expand, feeling the heart lift. Lengthen the inhale. Pause at the top. And exhale. Slowly we'll transition into Shavasana. You can roll gently to one side. No rush, take your time. roll out your mat or remove whatever you had underneath you and come down. Oops, where's my mic going? Come down into your final relaxation. Legs can be straight if you like, feet apart, toes to the sides, hands away from you, palms up. Or you can bend your knees, feet apart, knees together. Take a deep breath in. One more sigh through the mouth. Breathing through your nose now, allowing your body to settle and sink and relax into what is considered by many to be the most important pose of the practice. Shavasana, corpse pose. Nothing to do, nowhere else to be. Allowing this to be enough for now. As you inhale, the belly rises. As you exhale, the belly falls. Begin to deepen the breath, feeling the belly rise and fall. And gently wiggle the fingers and toes. Roll the hands and feet. On your inhale, find a big stretch. Reach the arms up, stretch the legs, and point the toes. Exhale, roll to one side. Take a moment to pause in a fetal position. And then make your way up to a comfortable seat with great posture as we practice today. So just remembering those little cues for alignment. Shoulders over hips, crown of the head, over the heart, over the tailbone. Just let your hands rest. Take a moment to pause, noticing how you feel after your practice. Any difference from when you came in today? Any effects of your practice? And bring your hands together at the heart and tuck your chin. And thank yourself for making this time for you, for your health, for your well-being, for taking care of your body, your mind, your soul. Thank you for sharing your practice. And I wish you a beautiful rest of your week. Namaste.